Never let your mind know your next move. Motto: you can never let your brain know your next move. For all your life, you've been told what your next move would be. You've fallen in love with certainty and neglect the joy of the uncertain. On top of that, your brain isn't on your side. In prehistoric times, the mammalian stress response, fight or flight, was an incredibly adaptive life-saving mechanism for surviving acute physical crises, such as running the fuck away from a predator. These crises typically resolve themselves in a matter of seconds or minutes, after which the mammalian brain chilled out. However, the primate brain evolved the ability to anticipate being thrown out of homeostasis, which is just biological speak for your body regulating and maintaining itself despite external change. This meant that we would trigger the same physiological stress response for reasons that were purely in our minds. Your brain is simply not suited for modern stressors and chronic stress. Research shows that roughly 43% of our daily behaviors are performed entirely out of habit, operating outside of conscious thought or executive control. Our environment acts as a sort of force field, driving us into predictable routines. On top of even that, modern consumer capitalism creates hyper-stimulating, non-natural sources of reward that dwarf the subtle pleasures of the natural world. These are synthetic experiences, and too many of these synthetic experiences cause an unnatural habituation. Your brain is always used to knowing the next move. In fact, it is deathly terrified of not knowing the next move. The brain rewards calculated risks, but it punishes ambiguity. Ambiguity triggers the amygdala, the region of the brain closely associated with fear, vigilance, and anxiety. Navigating the unknown is metabolically expensive and dangerous, so the brain manufactures the feeling of certainty as a coping mechanism. The feeling of knowing what is true about ourselves and the world is an illusion. Action. Practice not knowing what your next move is. Surprise and trick your brain. Step into the unknown and learn to embrace it. Take spontaneous action without a plan. You can't hope to live a free life if you listen to your brain too much. Only listen to it when it concerns your safety. Otherwise, act as its master. Learn to dictate the flow of your own life. Inverse. If you must employ routine, do so intentionally as if using a tool. You will need routine for many of your goals, but never let routine trick you into thinking it's normal. Make spontaneity your primary state, routine secondary. If you want to read more of my work, here's what I'd recommend. If you want an anti-self-help guide to transform your life, regain your peace, and achieve more without sacrificing your joy, you can read my book, Re-Self, entirely for free on my newsletter website in the description. If you want to take away all the guesswork of building non-toxic systems to transform your life, you can subscribe to HBN Premium to get the full Authentic Lifestyle Design course along with the entire HBN Premium library. I designed the course with in mind to make it a one-stop resource for you to transform your life in a non-toxic, enjoyable way where you don't actually have to sacrifice a lot of things. You just have to do the very simple stuff that doesn't seem obvious and also has personalized tasks to help you build the lived experience you need to gain tacit knowledge. Until next time, HBN.